What's up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. I-240. I'm back with another episode today. Hey, I appreciate the love. I appreciate y'all. Hey, man, let's continue to get this grind going. Hey, go check out the latest episode that I filmed yesterday. It took me a long time to edit and all that because I had a lot of stuff on my phone or whatever. But that's not besides the point. But I really want to drop that content. It's a pretty, light banger, on potential and stuff like that. And go check out the latest couple episodes too. And also hit that subscribe button. Please hit that subscribe button. And hit that notification button. You know what I'm saying? You never know when it's going. Well, you already know it's gonna drop. You never know. It might drop today. Might drop tomorrow. Might drop 3 minutes from now. You never know. So you know what I'm saying. But hey, this is Gimmicks Part 2. Part 2. The first one was pretty cool, laid back. But let's get into, we're gonna talk about some more gimmicks today. We got a gimmick match though. That's the last subject. Especially after watching Dark Side of Wrestling. But hey, y'all know what time it is. Let's get straight to business. Now, I don't know if it's me or Vince McMahon loved the Mighty Ducks. Because back in, I say, 95, he came up with a gimmick called the Goon, which I didn't understand. It was a guy basically like a hockey playing gimmick, where he had a hockey stick. I guess he wrestled in hockey shoes, or not hockey shoes for real, but wrestling boots. And Vince was still going through that phase of gimmick wrestling. But at that time, the fans was getting tired of it. Because we was in that reality world, like I told you back in 94, 95, Nirvana over, Tupac, the hip-hop culture, rock and roll culture was more about reality at that point, living free, just smoking weed and crack at that point, not this stuff these kids got today, Percocet, and all this stuff. So he was still doing gimmick wrestlers and stuff like that. He had a bunch of trash gimmicks in 94, 95. And the Goon was one of them. And I knew you. Now you knew he wasn't gonna be no superstar. I mean, come on, he got the hockey mask, hockey shoes. Like, it didn't get over, and he was trying to push it down our throats, but it was kind of like, yeah, like, bruh, that's not working. Like, it's time to move on, and I'm pretty sure it pissed Sean them off at the time because they wanted to go a different direction, more content, more brutal, more honest. But Vince was still living in a fantasy world like it was 1992, like he was doing Hakeem or something, like One Man Gang or something like that. And, that didn't make sense, so you got to think about that too. So it's just like, then the guy, I mean, if you seen the guy, like, he just signed the guy off the street. You know what I'm saying? And it just didn't make sense. It didn't relate to, the product didn't relate to what fans was doing at that time. You can, matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised that it was a bad year in wrestling in 95 in both companies, especially WWE. Because they were still doing gimmicks and WCW was just signing WWE guys, and Hogan was still doing his old shtick. So I'm pretty sure that whole year, 95, 96, those years was bad years in professional wrestling. He just looked stiff. It was boring. The fans weren't engaged. Then I think shortly after that, Vince just let him go. So that was just a trash gimmick, trash, just pure trash. Like, come on, bro. I love hockey too, but I'm not finna, base it off the Mighty Ducks or, he's not Wayne Gretzky. You know what I'm saying? Like, chill out, bro. Like, so after a while, Vince adjusted to the new life era, and the attitude was born shortly after that. So you know how that go. Shout out to the Goon. I hope you're doing something in life, brother. But your gimmick in 95 was not relatable. It was just like, all right, bro, it's time to move on. So, and just what I'm going to do with you, this segment, time to move on. Now, Another gimmick I want to talk about, with really a person, Dunk the Clown, aka Matt Bowen. Now, back in 92, 93, I guess heading to 93, Matt Bowen, Osborne, I'm sorry, Matt Bowen became Dunk the Clown. Fun fact, Matt Bowen hated this gimmick. But the intriguing part was he was such a good villain. I don't know if it was the anger or something, but he made it work. You know, the psychology, and I'm pretty sure he watched the Batman with Joker and probably put his own flavor on. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, he was good on the mic. He was a very good wrestler. Technical sound. You know what I'm saying? You know, he wasn't a brawler or nothing like that, but he kept a technical sound, slow pace, the psychology in the ring, slowed the pace down. He knew what moments was to engage the fans. He knew how to piss the fans off. So it was something like that. And then he had his WrestleMania moment with Crush, where it was a decent match. Of course, you know, both guys put in the effort, and then he brought in the two clowns. Well, the one clown then became two clowns. And Devil Jeans with himself with the okie doke, you know, pull the fast one over your head. You know, it lasted for like a little month and a half, you know, especially after he had a great feud with Macho Man Randy Savage. So you got to think about that too. You know, he had great matches with Marty Jannetty, Mr. Perfect. And he even had a great match with Bret Hart at SummerSlam. To be honest with you, if you look at that SummerSlam card, I hate to say it. That should have been the main event. Because Yoko and Lex Luger was semi-trash. It was just like, I look bad. Like I said in the episode a while ago, there's only so much you can do with Lex Luger. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's only so much you can do. So I feel like Bret Hart should have got that main event spot. Or hell, Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez. You know what I'm saying? Somebody. But no, it should have been Bret and Dunk the Clown. And it was just so crazy. You would have never thought that he hated that character so much. You know what I'm saying? And you never would have thought it. You feel what I'm saying? But it was just the genius in him. And then after a while, I think he had a feud with Bam Bam. It was going pretty well. But I think he had got suspended for drugs or whatever. Then they released him. Then after that, that's when it became trash, when they put Brooklyn Brawler and all different variety of folks to make the gimmick work. Then shortly after that, he went to ECW where he played the psychotic clown, except he had the face paint and half face. So it was kind of like he on the edge, I'm crazy. And he made it work over there, you know, with him and Shane Douglas came together. That was the beginning of the, the ECW known now. At first it was called Eastern Championship Wrestling, but he came when it was going towards the Extreme era. But it seemed like it was, like I said, he had momentum, it was working, then he just stopped. And I just think drugs got in the way of him being a big star and the big star he could have became. And I just feel like he don't get the flowers that he deserved because that guy was so over with a gimmick he didn't like. And he made it work, and it just showed you the ability and his skills and what he wanted to do. You know, I don't know what he wanted to do, but he was a true professional wrestler, and you know he didn't let it he didn't let the drugs get in the way of his performance. If you see what I'm saying, even if he was high, he still didn't let it get in the way of his performance. He was dedicated, stuck to the craft, and he was just over. I just wish he would have got a chance to become world champion. I wish they would have had a feud with him and Undertaker. I think that would have been dope. Would have been fun to watch. But I'm pretty sure that back then, Undertaker probably didn't want to work with him because he was probably on drugs or whatever and stuff like that. And it would have been fun to see a Dunk the Clown Undertaker feud. That would have been amazing. I know that would have been a good match. You got two good professionals. It would have been perfect. So, Dunk the Clown is a real true legend. And what can I say about him, man? What can I say, man? Dunk was a little bit ahead of his time. He He was Heath Ledger Batman before him. So, you gotta think about that. So, another person I want to talk about, The Godfather. Woo! Boy. I ain't gonna front, man. Charles Wright, a.k.a. Kama, a.k.a. Kama Mustafa, a.k.a. Papa Shango. Like, he had a lot of famous gimmicks that, didn't work. And he'll tell you he wasn't the best wrestler. He was a good worker, but he wasn't the best wrestler. He'll tell you that. Oh, screw. So, in 1992, Charles Wright became Papa Shango. It was cool on the psychedelic, all that, but it really wasn't relatable to the fans. Hell, even Warrior couldn't help him out because he put a spell on Warrior. Warrior throwing up. They were trying to push their gimmick back and forth. He had a good match with Bret Hart, of course, for the WWF title. But then shortly after that, he faded away for about a year and a half. Then about 94, 95, he came back with Kama Mustafa. I guess he was like a boxing dude with a funny hat top fade looking like Mr. T, you heard me? So, that was relatable for a minute. Then after the match with Undertaker, he faded to the back again for another year and a half. Then he joined the Nation. Throwing up Black Power, you know what I'm saying? He was one of the first members, him and Farouk. And of course, D'Lo Brown. Then they had Crush. Not Crush. It was after Crush. I'm sorry. Then they had Ahmed Johnson, who was getting that big push in '97, but it just didn't work. And plus, I think that was good for them because I think they ain't like Ahmed Johnson no way because he was such an a-hole, or he just didn't listen, or he just thought he was bigger than life. So I'm pretty sure him and Farouk them didn't get along. So I'm pretty sure when they added The Rock, it took over. And then, what else he did? I think after the Nation broke up, he became one of his best gimmick, hands down, a pimp, and which was probably naturally him. And it worked. It was over. He had the catchphrase, "Pimpin' ain't easy," and he won a championship belt. I wish his championship reign would have lasted, but I don't think Godfather probably didn't want to be on the road like that because he was Intercontinental Champion. And the fun fact, do you know when I guess him and Undertaker, they real friends in life, but they had a match where he said he was trying to make Undertaker laugh. And you can tell Undertaker had to look, bro, I'm not breaking character, bro. Forget these girls, bro. I'm finna tombstone you. He did that. Then, I don't know why they stopped doing The Godfather. Then he became The Good Father. That was garbage. He went the right to censor. It seemed like he always knew when to change his gimmick, though. I don't know what it is. He knows something ain't working or something ain't relatable or whatever. I think The Godfather, that was Vince call. I don't know why. I guess to add more credibility to the right to censor. But fun fact, he said he did not like Stevie Richards at all. And he said Stevie Richards could be a douchebag. He said he couldn't stand being in right to censor. But he went on to have a successful career. He owned a strip club in Vegas. Shoot, that boy living the best life. So you got to think about it like that, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to The Godfather. I got 3 more. Told you the episode gonna be quick. I got 1, 2, 3 more. So another gimmick I want to talk about, Al Snow. Al Snow was over, man. He wasn't a superstar. But he was over in ECW. I mean, come on, you had a mannequin called Head. Then you had the catchphrase, "What do everybody wants? Head." Back in my hood, we used to joke about it, you know what I'm saying? Because them girls got that fat cap. Not the cap the kids talking about, man. No cap. We talking about cap. Yeah, I ain't cussing like this, so y'all get out of it. Now, if it was 6 months ago, I would have just said, look at it, you know what I'm saying? But, no. But, Al Snow was over. And then he came to the WWE. Like, that's how great he was, because he was over in the WWF. Now, he wasn't the best talker. He wasn't the best whatever, but he was a very hard worker, and the fans love him. Now, I will say this: once the mannequin left and stuff like that, it did fall off a little bit, just for a little bit. You know, they tried to give him a solo push, but at that point, it was just like, yeah, we don't see superstar. We don't see that quality. Then they made him a trainee on Tough Enough with Maven. You know that it could have pinched attention. It went somewhere, but I'm pretty sure they probably didn't get along on both ends. You know, probably because of Maven did drugs, and Al was probably that hard trainer because he dedicated to the craft. But when he was Al Snow, the man in ECW, like 98, 99, he was the man. Then you know he had that infamous match with Boss Man. You know, when the man ate his dog and stuff. To me, you taste good? Yeah. What is it, man? Oh, it's your dog, Pepper. I'm sorry, bro. Look, hold on for y'all. Start calling Peter and all that. I don't condone killing dogs and all that. But that was funny. I'm sorry, bro. It was funny. It was. I mean, it was, bro. You know, he's just eating it good, eating the food good. Boss man like, yeah, man, you like that, boy? Yeah. He said, what is it? Pepper. Al Snow started crying and stuff like that. And then they came up with that gimmick match. I mean, it was cool at 9 years old. Like, man, it's genius, bro. You got the steel cage, Hell in a Cell, walk wilders chasing around the ring. But then I look back at it as a grown man. Like, I'm just thinking about it now. That's dumb because the dogs are very vicious. And you got some dogs that don't like to listen. And them the ones you got to take back to the backyard and do old yellow 187. Last it gone. So, at that time, he was over, but then after, like I said, after that, he faded out to unset. He's offset. I'm pretty sure he did other big things for us, you know, outside the ring, but his inside for us being over was over with. I mean, he did have a feud with Joy Ryan, but I think there was probably a shoot between both of them because Al old school, so you gotta think about it like that too. So shout out to Al Snow. Another one I want to talk about, the infamous Eugene. So back in early 2004, 2004, Eric Bischoff had an idea of a guy named Eugene, who was Eric Bischoff's mentally challenged nephew. So he was supposed to be slow or whatever, but when he get in the ring, he do his thing. He was the first Festus before Festus, aka Luke Gallows. So Eugene got over immediately, and then he got over. He started teaming up with William Regal, and they was over together. You know, he was in a big feud with Triple H. Of course, Triple H being the big douche of the world. He was saying jokes, mentally challenged jokes that you probably couldn't say now. Making fun of Eugene and stuff like that. And I just felt for the guy that played him because he was a great wrestler. But it's like I said, like when you play a certain character so good and you playing like that particular character and people just gonna know you for that character, it's gonna be hard for you to become something else. Like you can't say I'm Nick DeMoss. It's like Nick DeMore is like, no, bro, you're Eugene. Like we know you as Eugene. And plus he was over, you know, with Coach disrespecting him in the ring. Oh, we don't want you here. Then The Rock came out, made the save. If you smell, they laid the smack down on Coach. So it kind of like yeah, he was over as a character, but then they kind of belittled him as a man. Because once that push died, people stopped caring and WWE moved on from that man. So I'm pretty sure, you know, like I said, Vince ego, hey man, I want you to play this mentally challenged character. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure it probably ruined that man's confidence. And, you know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that too. So there's a character he'll probably never shake off. And I'm hoping he comfortable in his skin. And I'm pretty sure he wanted his career to do more. But when you play Eugene, like, you know, wasn't no Eugene gonna become no world champion. And dang sure Eugene wanted to be no Triple H. Because after the feud with Triple H, I think it just shortly died. He was wearing capes and stuff like that. It was just awful. It was like a quick 15 minutes of fame. All right, bro, we love you. Peace out. You know what happens, man? You ain't got no backbone. If you don't believe in yourself, everybody can't be like Brock Lesnar. So, if Vince, like I said, if Vince don't see you as a superstar, making money off, you're just going to be comedy relief. And that's what Eugene was. And the last subject I want to talk about is the brawl fall. It was so stupid how this tournament started. It started because everybody disliked it. Everybody's favorite asshole, JBL. So a young writer at the time, Vince Russo, decided like, hey, I'm going to come up with a boxing tournament. And, we're going to do this. Now, if you look back on it, that tournament was an epic fail. Because guys really could have got hurt. Hell, they big push guy, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, did get hurt in the tournament. Because everybody was counting out Bart Gunn. That, man, Steve gonna knock you out, da-da-da-da-da. Bart Gunn took it personal. I mean, like I said, the episode, he a man, y'all ain't finna disrespect me and try to put this dude over and like I'm garbage. So they got in that ring, man. Bart Gunn gave him that left hook, wham. Then you gotta remember, he knocked out JBL, so they was really happy for that. What Vince Russo was anyway, because he really hated JBL. Never understood this. Like, I know JBL the butthole and all that, but I'm not finna create no tournament to put my current stars at risk. And then on top of that, it was so garbage. Even when Bart Gunn won, he was supposed to get a big push. They said it was Steve Austin, but it never worked it. So instead, they punished him because he knocked out Dr. Steve Williams. Vince being a typical butthole again. Like, don't get mad at me because I knocked out your boy, bro. Like I said in the episode, y'all did not have to put Dr. Steve Williams. He could have debuted against Steve Austin any other way. But y'all chose to put him in the tournament just to make him look like the tournament was built for him to win. But there's only one problem, though. You know what that is? You cannot fake boxing. Cause when you get in here with them gloves in the head and all that, you can't fake that. Ain't nobody like, hey, man, found me, bro. Ain't nobody gonna do that, bro. I mean, unless you got that Mike Tyson fight with that dude when he came to Memphis and did this and he took his mouthpiece out. But 99% of boxing, you can't fake that. And then y'all punish this man again, put this man against a real boxer in Butterbean. And Bart Gunn, I don't know what you were thinking, boy. I'm going to do a takedown. This is a real professional boxer, man. That fight didn't last nothing but 10 seconds. Butterbean got you a left hook around the world. Knock the country out you. But the one thing I can say that Bart Gunn did that 99% of these superstars didn't do. You see these three fingers? If you can read between the lines, he told everybody backstage, F you. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'm going to knock your boy out in front of the world. So he knew the consequences were coming, and he took it like a man. Sometimes you got to be a man and stand up, man. If you let y'all disrespect me, bro, you got to be a man to stand up for what you feel, you know what I'm saying? So I respect him like that, you know what I'm saying? So the tournament was a wild success. It was crazy success. It was stupid. It was dumb, but hey, all them guys made it through. Bart Gunn living good. Vince Russo, I guess, living good. JR living good. Steve Williams, we ain't seen him since. I know, because I didn't know at the time, they gave that man $5 million to come to the league. $5 million. So they really believed that he was going to be the next big thing, but Bart Gunn took care of it, and it is what it is. But look, y'all, hey, I love y'all, man. Get them subscribers up, bro. Get them notification buttons up, man. Hit them just, man. I'm putting out bangers for y'all because I really care about y'all. Even if I do feel burnt out, but I still got stuff to talk about, stuff like that. Don't worry, the lit episodes coming. I don't like to be lit all the time. I like to be chill for a minute and let it build up and get the creative juices flowing. Because I think that's the best way y'all can get the best videos and the best product. You know what I'm saying? But I love y'all. I'm here for y'all. Let's get this jump up. I'm out. Peace. Yeet.